5 o'clock like that.
Sir, with your kind permission, I would like to make the following statement. As the Honorable Home Minister still not reached Delhi from Jammu, as you are directed, I am making the statement. And any further details is available after the Home Minister comes. Apart from this, it will be made available to the House after he comes back. I think tomorrow. It may not be possible today. Sir, Amarnath Yatra this year has been struck by tragedy because of unprecedented bad weather, heavy rain, snow, landslides and flooding. According to available information, 121 persons have lost their lives, mostly due to heart and pulmonary failure and exposures. Relief operations have been severely hampered due to continuing inclement weather, which has disrupted all forms of communications and also prevented airborne rescue and relief operations. The Yatra commenced this year on 16th August and was to be completed by 3rd September after the main darshan scheduled on 28th August. Elaborate planning was done and arrangements made for the Yatra in anticipating the participation of around 1 lakh Yatris as compared to around 70,000 in 1995 and 40,000 in 1994. The following main arrangements have been made for the Yatra this year. 1,200 tents each were pitched at the staging camps at Chandanwari, Shesna and Panchtarani, namely a total of 3,600 tents as against a total of 900 and 750 tents in all these locations during 95 and 94. In 95 it is only 900 tents and 94 it is only 750. But this year we have made 3,600 tents in these three areas. The original plan was to set up around 1,900 tents, which was increased to provide a greater comfort to the Yatris and as a contingency in case of a larger than anticipated number of pilgrims coming from the Yatra. In addition, 3 concrete sheds each were constructed at Sheshna and Panchtarani. Provisions was made through these arrangements for accommodating around 18,000 to 20,000 pilgrims each at Sheshnag and Panchtarani respectively. 25 metric tons of rice and atta, 7 tons of sugar, 8 tons of wheat bran were stocked at Sheshnag and Panchtarani. This was in addition to the arrangements made by J&K Tourism Development Corporation at Chandanwari, Sheshnag and Panchtarani, and 39 free langars set up at the staging camps between Pahalgam and the Holy Cave for providing food and meals to the pilgrims. Further, a large number of local private shopkeepers had set up shops selling eatables, tea, biscuits, etc. along the Yatra route. The government hospital at Pahalgam was made fully operational as a base hospital and sufficient quantities of medicines were stocked there. Arrangements were also made by the state government for provisions of medical aid at Chandanwari and Zozibal at Mahagaon stop, Panchtarani and the Holy Cave. Large quantities of medicines and oxygen cylinders were provided and doctors and paramedical staff deputed to these places. In addition, the Army and the BSF have also set up medical aid camps at Chandanwari, Sheshna and Panchtarani. 14,500 blankets were arranged for the pilgrims to supplement the beddings etc. carried by the pilgrims. Firewood was stocked in adequate quantities at different points on the Yatra route. In addition, over 1,000 LPG cylinders were stored at various points for the requirements of the langars that had been set up. Ponies and porters were arranged on a large scale for the pilgrimage. The Yatra route from Pahalgaon to the Holy Cave traverses a distance of over 45 kilometers involving a steep climb over rugged mountains, mostly at a height of over 12,000 feet. At these heights, Problems arising from lack of oxygen arise commonly, which can be serious, particularly for the aged and infirm. Keeping all these factors in view, do's and don'ts and basic information of the requirements for the yatris were printed and published well in advance for the guidance of the pilgrims. Copies of the information pamphlets are enclosed. These were also widely published through the newspapers, etc. The points stressed in these interviews included: the yatris should carry with them items like blankets, sleeping bags, heavy woolens and wind cheater, raincoats, waterproof shoes, etc. In fact, it was stated that yatris not carrying the above item would not be registered for the yatra. Arrangements were made to see that shops selling these items in Jammu, where the registration for the yatra was done, remaining open till late hours in the night for the convenience of the pilgrims. Every pilgrim was asked to get himself or herself medically examined to ensure that he or she is physically fit to undertake the journey. The yatris were advised to carry with them eatables like biscuits, sweets, milk powder, tinned food, etc., and a personal medicine kit, and that it would also be advisable for them to get themselves inoculated. The yatra commenced as per the schedule on 16th August, and about 25,000 pilgrims left Jammu for Pahalgam on 16th August. By 21st August, around 1.2 lakhs pilgrims had left Jammu for Amarnath, and till then the yatra had been proceeding smoothly, although 11 persons had lost their lives due to cardiac arrest and pulmonary failure. On the night of 21st and 22nd August, the weather took a sudden turn and heavy rainfall began, along with the snow and sleet in the higher reaches of the yatra route, namely the holy cave, Panchatirni, Mahavana and Sheshna. The unprecedented rains and the snow, accompanied by chilly winds, continued unabated till 24th August, and temperatures in the higher reaches dropped sharply. As a result of the extremely heavy rain, there were landslides, flooding at a number of places in the state, and the national highway and the road between Jammu and Srinagar Pahalgam was blocked at a number of places. All this also led to the yatris getting stranded at a number of places between Pahalgam and the Holy Cave, and at different places on the route between Jammu and Pahalgam. At the same time, airborne operations for relief and evacuation of pilgrims in distress on the track between Pahalgam and the Holy Cave were rendered impossible because of the continuous rain, even though the helicopters had been kept ready and on a standby for launching relief and rescue operations. On 23rd August, about 52,000 pilgrims were stranded in the upper reaches of Panchatirani, and 27,000 in Sheshna, and 11,000 Chandanwari, 14,000. In spite of rain and snow, on 24, the army and security forces units and the police deployed along the road made all-out efforts to bring the pilgrims stranded in the higher reaches to the lower areas. As soon as there was a break in the rain after the 24th evening, helicopters were also pressed into service, and most of the pilgrims have been moved to Pahalgam. According to the latest information available, the number of pilgrims in the higher reaches as follows. The Panchatirani is about 150, Sheshna 100, and Chandanwari about 8,000. Around 2,000 pilgrims have also been brought to a place called Baltal on an alternative route to Srinagar from Amarnath, and efforts are on to bring them to Srinagar, where camps have been set up for lodging them. Additional food and medicine supplies have also been sent to Pahalgam, and supplies are also in the process of being airlifted to Sheshna and Chandanwari. 50 persons who required urgent medical attention were evacuated by helicopter to Srinagar on 25th August. Of those who have died, the bodies of 40 pilgrims have been brought to Baltal, and efforts to retrieve the remaining bodies are going on. Lieutenant General Saklani, advisor for Home and Tourism, Government of Jammu and Kashmir, is overall in charge of the Amarnath Yatra and has been closely supervising the initial arrangements for the Yatra as well as the relief measures. He has made a number of trips to all the places along the route, and as soon as the weather permitted, rushed to the Palgam and Panchadharani with the medical supplies, blankets, etc. The Home Ministry get in touch with the Defence Ministry on 23rd requested all the possible assistance to handle the relief. As a result of Defence Ministry immediately swinging into action, the Union Home Ministry was present in the office throughout Saturday the 24th and Sunday the 25th and instructed the state government to send the situation reports every 3 hours. A special information center was also opened at the police control room of Srinagar to facilitate the families and relations to get information about the pilgrims. About 73 of the dead bodies have been identified and the list has been released to the press. Since the highway between Anantnag and Jammu is blocked and could take 2 to 3 days to be cleared, the possibilities of airlifting bodies from Srinagar are being explored. The Border Roads Organization is engaged in round-the-clock efforts to clear the roadblocks and landslides so that the downward movement of the stranded pilgrims to Jammu can begin. However, the problems are also being encountered because of flooding and submergence of the road between Pahalgam and Kanabal and between Kanabal and Srinagar on the national highway, which has also created bottlenecks in the road movement. The Ministry of Railways have organized 7 special trains from Jammu to clear the traffic without any delay. Keeping in view the extreme inclement weather, the conditions, the state government stopped the movement of any yatris forward towards the cave. The Cherry Mubarak, which was also stranded at Udhampur due to roadblocks on the national highway, was airlifted on 25th of August to Srinagar and will be taken with a group of sadhus to Panchadharani on 27th August for its final traditional journey to the holy cave on 28th August. The same day it would return to Panchadharani and be flown back to Srinagar. As in the last 2 or 3 years, right from the beginning, there had been apprehensions of possible threats to the yatris from the militants, and there were reports of likely attempts to plant explosive device, etc., at the traditional campsites. Keeping in view of these apprehensions and possibilities, the sites of the camps in Chindanwari, Sheshna were also relocated soon before the commencement of the Yatra to ensure the security to the pilgrims. As a result of the security precautions and the tight arrangements, the Yatra has so far passed off peacefully and without any disruption on this score. It would be seen from the foregoing that there has been a record participation in the pilgrimage this year. The state administration and the security forces had been fully geared up to ensure the safe and smooth conduct of the Yatra, and the arrangements for the accommodations, food, medical supplies, etc. had been substantially augmented as compared to the previous years. Also this time, all these arrangements were further strengthened by the wholehearted cooperation of the local employees and participation by all sections of the local population who provide various services for the Yatra, which was a particularly heartening feature of this year's Yatra. The Yatra was proceeding smoothly till 21st August when a tragedy struck in the form of sudden and unprecedented rains and snow. The magnitude and the unprecedented nature of this would be seen from the fact that the casualties include at least 4 security force personnel and 8 porters and poniwalas who are generally acclimatized to the heights and the local conditions and are physically very fit. Efforts have been mounted and are continuing on war footing by the state administration, the army and the security forces to provide relief and the succor to the pilgrims who were stranded in various places, and to ensure that the roadblocks are also cleared at the earliest so that the pilgrims can move to their houses. Ex gratia relief of 50,000 has been sanctioned from the Prime Minister's Relief Fund and from the families of those who have lost their lives in the calamities. and an equal amount of ex gratia relief has been announced by the state government. Sir, the latest position is about the railway facilities, what has been provided. At about 4 o'clock I got this information. There is only about 15 to 20 yatris left near the railway station. All those the pilgrims came to the railway stations have been totally, they have been allowed to come to Delhi for the first step, and then subsequently they will go to their own places. This is the latest position. So what the statement I have made is only based on the information what I have circulated up till now, and the further information after the Home Minister come back, if any other thing is to be supplied to the Honorable House, it will be done. Sir, so far as the discussion is concerned, the government has no hesitation. Whatever the decision that has been taken in the all party leaders meeting, so we are ready for the discussion. And any other the facilities to be provided as on the advice of the senior members, the government is prepared to consider. Sir, I am prepared for the discussion either today or tomorrow, whatever the decision that is going to be taken by the chair, I will avoid by television.
प्रधानमंत्री के इस वक्तव्य को सत्य मान लिया जाए तो सुबह 1 घंटा भर तक जो कुछ सदस्यों ने कहा वो सब असत्य था। सारे आरोप निराधार थे, सारी वेदना बेमानी थी। यहाँ एक एक सदस्य खड़ा होकर कह रहा है कि मेरे निर्वाचन क्षेत्र के लोग हमसे संपर्क कर रहे हैं, हम आगे अधिकारियों से संपर्क कर रहे हैं, वो मिल नहीं रहे, एक भी बात हम उनको कहने की स्थिति में नहीं है। और यहाँ प्रधानमंत्री वक्तव्य देते हुए कहते हैं कि पहले के यात्रा के प्रबंध भी पर्याप्त ही नहीं बल्कि बढ़िया थे और बाद में भी सारे हादसे की संभाल बहुत सुचारू रूप से की गई है। किस बात की डिस्कशन और किस बात की चर्चा? यदि सारी चर्चा का हर्ष का ये जवाब है, इसका मतलब जो कुछ हम लोगों ने यहाँ बोला और दलों की सीमाएं तोड़ करके बोला, अलग अलग लोगों ने अपने अपने अनुभव, अपने अपने कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी के अनुभव रखे, अगर उन सबका जवाब प्रधानमंत्री का ये वक्तव्य है, ये सत्य है, तो फिर किसी चर्चा की जरूरत क्या? मैं पूछना चाहती हूँ प्रधानमंत्री से, आखिरकार उन तमाम चीजों का कोई नोटिस इन्होंने लिया? जो चीजें यहाँ कहीं सदस्यों ने क्या उसका कोई नोटिस इन्होंने लिया? जो गढ़कर वक्तव्य अधिकारियों ने दे दिया उसको जिसका तस इन्होंने पढ़ दिया यहाँ पर, क्या मायने उस सारी चर्चा के? वो सारी बातें झूठ थी, वो सारी बातें लीबा मोदी भी नहीं है। मुंबई के 200 लोग वहाँ पर फंसे पड़े अमरनाथ की यात्रा में, वहाँ से टेलीफोन लेकिन कोई अधिकारी आया नहीं बताने के लिए। अगर प्रधानमंत्री का ये वक्तव्य सच है तो किसी चर्चा की कोई जरूरत नहीं, सब कुछ ठीक ठाक है, सब कुछ अच्छा है, पहले भी अच्छा था आज भी अच्छा है, किसी संभाल की जरूरत ही नहीं है।
And then it has been agreed that you have decided there will be discussion. This is a direct challenge to the veracity of the statement.
Yes.
To make your
yes,
in the discussion that can be done, which is a very serious part. Let us not convert this house into a singing match.
She not challenge the veracity of the statement. This Senate member not challenge the veracity of the statement.
Please, अध्यक्ष
महोदय,
let me hear it.
गेहूं भी पर्याप्त था,
Let me hear the leader of opposition in whose name they must be.
बाद में मेडिसिन भी पर्याप्त थी, सारी संभाल पर्याप्त थी।
अध्यक्ष
इस
महोदय,
तरह का स्टेटमेंट है, कल चर्चा होने वाली, बराबर नहीं।
प्लीज
ऑफिशियल स्टेटमेंट करें।
जो रिपोर्ट प्राप्त हुई है उसके आधार पर उन्होंने वक्तव्य दिया है। गृह मंत्री महोदय अभी वापस नहीं आए, वो अपनी आंख से देखकर लौट रहे हैं, हम उनके निष्कर्षों को भी सुनना चाहेंगे। प्रधानमंत्री जी के वक्तव्य के बाद जो प्रश्न बार बार मन को कुरेदता है वो ये है कि अगर प्रबंध इतना अच्छा था तो क्या केवल प्रकृति के प्रकोप के कारण इतनी मौतें हुई? क्या उस समय प्रशासन को जो कदम उठाना चाहिए थे वो प्रशासन ने उठाए? आर्मी को बुलाने में, सेना को बुलाने में देर क्यों हुई? गवर्नर महोदय यहाँ 3 दिन बैठे हुए थे, आपने इसका कोई उल्लेख नहीं किया। चीफ सेक्रेटरी भी यहां थे, दिल्ली में किसी से संपर्क नहीं किया जा सकता था। जम्मू में, श्रीनगर में भी कोई कंट्रोल रूम नहीं बनाया गया। ये विफलताएं हैं। अगर अचानक कोई ट्रेजेडी हो जाए तो हम उसका सामना कर सकते हैं या नहीं, या जो पहले का बनाया इंतजाम है हम समझते हैं वही पर्याप्त है। प्रकृति ने तो उसको चुनौती दी, और प्रकृति की चुनौती के बाद प्रशासन अगर उस चुनौती का सामना करने के लिए खड़ा नहीं हो सका तो ये प्रधानमंत्री के लिए भी चिंता का विषय होना चाहिए। लेकिन प्रधानमंत्री के वक्तव्य में इस तरह की चिंता कोई प्रकट नहीं होती, और इसलिए मैं चाहूंगा कि गृह मंत्री के वक्तव्य के लिए हम रुकें। चर्चा के लिए तो सदन तैयार है, चर्चा तो हमें करना पड़ेगी, लेकिन अगर मन में ये भाव है कि सब कुछ लिपापोती करनी है और इतनी बड़ी ट्रेजेडी के बाद ये सिद्ध करना है कि सरकार ने सब कुछ किया, केवल आसमान धोखा दे गया, तो मैं समझता हूं ये स्थिति के साथ न्याय नहीं होगा। अगर फिर कभी ऐसी परिस्थिति पैदा हो गई तो लोग मरना नहीं चाहिए, हम लोगों को बचा सकें। इसमें किस तरह की कमी रही है इसकी खोजबीन करने की जरूरत है। सवेरे जो वातावरण बनाया गया था कि ये पार्टी का मसला नहीं है और इसकी गहराई में जाकर देखना होगा, सच्चाई का पता लगाना होगा, प्रधानमंत्री के वक्तव्य से तो इस तरह की कोई ध्वनि नहीं निकलती। उन्होंने कई मुद्दों का जवाब नहीं दिया जो सरकार को कटघरे में खड़े करते हैं। तो मैं चाहूंगा कि प्रधानमंत्री भी थोड़ा सा गहराई में जाकर देखें, और कल जब गृह मंत्री महोदय आएंगे हम उनका बयान सुनने के बाद तय करेंगे कि चर्चा किस रूप में होना चाहिए।
I think we await the report of the...
I am not prepared to make a statement today. I requested you.
Exactly.
See, the statement will be
Prime Minister has
the
given.
Home Minister comes back. In the morning in your chambers, all party leaders, when they took a decision to, so I don't know, that is the information given by Parliamentary Affairs Minister. So the matter should be taken up for discussion after the Home Ministers come and make a statement. This is what was conveyed by my Parliamentary Affairs Minister. I have not come here to make a suo motu statement. I have never said the opposition leader, honorable opposition leader, is mixing politics in this very sad tragedy. I have never said. Only the materials what I have got, I have only placed it on the floor.
Right, very right.
See, I am prepared. I am prepared.
No, please, no. No, please. No. Please sit down. No.
Discussion. I am agreeing. I am agreeing for a discussion.
Please sit down. Please. No.
Whatever you want to say.
Must have questions listen to the Prime Minister.
The discussion, I have no hesitation for that. But if any further information is available after the Home Minister comes, it will also be supplied to the House.
I think Prime Minister, please listen to me now. No. Please listen. Please. Whatever information Prime Minister had with him, he has placed it on the House. I think, please.